I want to introduce to you, this is the organizer of Reshape. Big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so as I was mentioning before, Reshape is a distributed frame of research. So we are all here as part of a path that we are all doing together. There is no actual winner. I mean, this is called an awarding ceremony, but the award is to be here and to participate with us in this ecosystem where we can keep learning from each other and understand better which are the implications or applications of technology in our fields. Just a short story of Reshape. Reshape has 4 years. It's still a little baby. But, I mean, it's the 3rd edition, because in 1 year I had a crisis. After gathering a lot of success and media exposure from the winners of the 2nd edition, we understood that it wasn't what we were expecting. It was actually a failure. Even if the project was posted everywhere, the Zine, National Geographic, Discovery Channel, and now also the cheerleaders of the Miami Dolphin are going to wear it for the calendar of 2018, which I cannot care less. But why I'm telling you it was a failure? Because we couldn't achieve to bring a product that was successful for us, or an idea that was successful for us into the market. So we understood that a part was missing. And this part that is missing are some of the people here sitting in front. So it was the connection with the market needs. So in 3D it's called from needs to solutions, no? And which are the market needs? Without understanding the needs, there is no solution, right? So the idea was, in this edition, that's why we stopped for one year the activities of Reshape. The idea of this edition was to gather companies together, to gather institutions and researchers together, and this is what all our jury members represent here, and understand together what's valuable, what is really valuable in terms of an idea, and which is the real connection that these designers can make with a company. So just to tell you what happened today. Today we had, in the morning, the presentations from our designers in the speaker corners, and then afterwards we just experimented again. It was a bit improvised. I don't know if you saw it, but it was part of the learning process. What we did, we brought our winners, because you are all the winners, upstairs, and we just put a table in front of them, a chair, and we create this connection with the companies. So Adidas now is aware that some people are building a spine using machine learning, and some others are working with e-textiles, and so on. And Peter and Sony Computer Science Lab is aware that there is someone that is fabricating a hand that can actually create a coat, right? And so on. But, I mean, there is no importance for companies without what is missing. I mean, what I'm not mentioning here is the part of education. There were also very big and important educators here that are part of all this ecosystem of innovation that at the end is the one that is triggering a lot of times this project and these ideas. So we had Areti Markopoulou from IAC as well sitting with you and understanding what are you researching. She's an expert in that, and that's her job, no? She's doing research, and she learns, she understands where to move this path, or Anastasia, Grace, June, Cecilia Raspanti. So, I mean, you had basically the opportunity to get inputs from different fields, no? And that was the task of today. Now, you need to know, more or less, what's the ranking, right? What's the final order of your project? Because I was doing everything to hide it. No, in theory, I had to announce it like 1 month ago, but I was kind of waiting for this surprise effect. Okay, so I don't know if all of you are here. I understand that not all of you are actually here. So, listening the order that I have, as a finalist, the first one is Textile, the Skin, a project by Mingjling Lin and Ying Yun Lee, from the Royal College of Art of London. Stand up? No one is standing up, so probably they are not here. I understand, but we can still clap for them. Another finalist, and they are here, and we really love their work and project, is OE Electric from Christine Neidigler, Edwin Dertien, Loe Fejis, David Goedichke, sorry for the pronunciation. So please help me welcome them. So, you are welcome. Good. Then we have another project that actually, I know probably they are not here. It is Biome Dirty from Madiar Gaffiar, Josh Taron, Jordan Demer, Fiona Ramsey, Laura Whittingham, students from the University of Calgary, California. So, Calgary, Canada. Sorry. Geography. It's a big mystery for me. Then we have, there are really good projects. Actually, I would like to give you all the prize. And you have another project that is not here, this guy, but is actually a very big talent. Is Choral Love Story from Ricardo Nascimento. So also a big clap for him. So other two are not here. Okay, now we have also here, I think she's here, Nuya Hydrasuit. This is the project that you can also see there from Ashley Kublik, Hikjin Young, Myung Kim, professionals from the University of Cincinnati College of Design. You're also the finalist. I'm sorry for the pronunciation of the name. Okay, and now the honorable mentions. We have Nadal Sony with thermochromics, autism thermal regulations that is also here. Congratulations. And we also have, as an honorable mention, water-driven breathing skin from Montacan Manonsong, Irene Ayala Castro, Che Chang, and Zina Alcani. They are students from the IAC, the Institute for Advanced Architecture of Catalonia. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, sorry. Then, you see here the 3 prizes, right? All the prizes were actually fabricated, designed, and 3D printed yesterday night around 2 until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I didn't understood by Eugenio Bettucchi that is sitting there. He lost some hours of sleep, but he deserved it. No, I'm joking. It was a great job, so thanks also to Eugenio for the design of the prizes. Also, talking about the prizes are 3D printed by using a machine from our friends of WASP. They are sitting in there. And again, talking about the prizes are also sponsored by la Camera di Commercio Italiana Barcellona. So also, where is Federica? Is there. So also thank you, Federica, for that. So, okay, now the finalists. Now the winners. So, the winner is Gradual Spine Support System from Schnedza, Nikita, and Maria. So, congratulations, guys. Congratulations, amazing job. Excellent. Congratulations. And that's yours? Thank you. We will see a presentation of the project as soon as I give all the awards, so stay here, please. Then the second prize is for Be in the Water from Nuria and Maria, that are here from Barcelona, from Merizaba. That is yours, and congratulations for the work. Right, congratulations. And the third prize is from Sky, project from Moscow, but this designer couldn't be here, so also congratulations to Andre for the beautiful project that you can see there. Okay, so as I said, we have now just 5 minutes presentation from the two winners, and then please stay here because we will just ask some questions very informally to our jury members to understand a little bit their background and their position towards innovation and fashion design. Okay, so once again, I would like to call back to the stage the guys from the winners, and let's see if we can activate the presentation. So the stage is yours. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Snezhana Poderina, and this is
Никита Рыплянский.
our team called USTRY, and our project is Graduated Spine Support System, which is a wearable device designed to provide a dynamic back support. The idea is that corset is operated by neural network that recognize when wearers need to change rigidity. In this project, we combined fashion with wearable technology. And our idea was to really make emphasis on both functionality and aesthetics to normalize wearing medical aid.
So our idea was to use 3D printing technologies and our knowledge working with rehabilitation devices and the understanding of fashion trends and fashion language to integrate this support system in the society and to make it functional and look like something you didn't bought from medicine store or don't look like medical device. Started developing the hardware part. I try to use as product designer as more simple mechanics and electronics as I can. But at the same time we have a big digital part that we discussed today already. That is that includes a neural system and a smart learning system for the spine. The idea is to teach the smart support system to understand what activity you are doing at the moment and to make it adjust the flexibility of the spine. So, and collect data for your doctor or it's almost work.
Yes, thank you very much for appreciation. We are very happy to be here and to present our
Yes.
work.
Yes, no worry. Thank you.
We're not done yet. Don't go
Be in
anywhere.
the Water, if you want to give a presentation of your project.
No. You too? Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi everyone. We are Nuria Diago and Maria Carrion, students of industrial design in Elisava University here in Barcelona. And we're sure that if we ask you to think about a no swimming clip, it comes to your mind the typical one that is used by the swimmers on the competitions. Well, we have seen the opportunity on that and have designed a no swimming clip based on a Voronoi structure which has been specifically adapted to the nose surface of each user. It helps regulate the relationship between the body and its surroundings, playing the role of a second skin. Where the sport of synchronized swimming is practiced, moisture and water are two factors that make difficult to hold the current nose clips in contact with the user's skin. That's why we have decided to hack materials to ensure that the piece is comfortably adjusted without slipping. Being the water, which is the name we have chosen, embraces a new dimension in the design and fabrication process, taking the geometry personalization by user shapes as the core of the project. Therefore, the methodology of digital craftsmanship and additive manufacturing design has been taken to go beyond customization and to carry out the project with an added value from the opportunity of its making.
As for the technical aspect, the fabrication of this nose clip has been programmed according to the user's data, ending up with a unique shape, totally personalized, giving it an added aesthetic value. Moving away from the idea of hiding this element and moving away from another dimension of this idea and of this product, of hiding this element was such been done so far and giving way to a new understanding of the product, showing it and treating it as a jewel. The former proposal is based on a structure programmed using 3D molding and programming softwares, Rhinoceros and Grasshopper, which are raised in a 3D scanner of the user's nose, adapting a Voronoi mesh over its surface, considering its ergonomics, where use the selective laser sintering process with polyamide to make this product a reality. Being the Water is a product service system that works as follows. The user's nose is scanned. Then the nose clip is designed from the user's anatomy, and it can be customized. Subsequently, the product is manufactured, and the data are stored for a further possible need. And at the end, the final product is delivered to the user. Throughout this project, it can be seen how the use of nanostructures present in nature can conclude in functional design solutions, giving way to innovation, as well as taking advantage of bottom-up techniques, such as 3D printing, to reshape already existing designs confined in the conventional manufacturing. Thank you.
Thank you all the Reshape staff.
Thank you. No, I have mine. Well, you are thanking me, but I'm thanking you, because without you designers, without you participating, there wouldn't be any Reshape at all. So just to close on a positive note, we're not going to do the round table, but we decided to just ask and somehow listen a little bit, some last comments from our jury members, since we have them here. So it's going to be a little bit lighter than expected. I would like to introduce Valérie Bergeron, that is the director of Motherfad. So thanks for being here with us.
Hello. Pleasure to be with you.
And I also want to say that we are very thankful for Motherfad also for all the beautiful tables that you see there, since they are all coming from the Design Hub and from the Motherfad. So thank you for helping us for the installation of all the projects.
My time to thank you, maybe. I would like to thank you, FIRA Barcelona. I would like to thank you, USTRY and Numena. From our institution, FAD, Fostering Art and Design, and from Motherfad, we are glad to support Reshape competition. In fact, we already have exhibited the second edition, I think, some project in Barcelona, in our headquarters, in Design Hub, Barcelona, and in Lisboa. And now we have decided together to exhibit this edition in Design Hub, Barcelona. So if people have not seen it, you can tell them to go there and they will.
Thank you. Okay, so Valerie, you want to start with a
Yeah, because
question?
Aldo just asked me to prepare some question to a few members of the jury. So I will be beginning with Areti. I don't see her. I see you. So my question, I know that for several, I will read because I don't want to lose my control on my English. So I know that for several years, you at the IAC have been focusing on the integration of ICT and smart materials. And as an architect, I also know that the construction sector is very conservative, very cautious, and very slow to integrate innovations. So my question is, how do you, Areti, deal with this slowness and this inertia in the sector? And whether you think that some countries are better placed to successfully introduce innovation than others?
Okay, they asked me to stand up, so I will stand up. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Valerie, for your questions. For your question, congratulations to the winners. As a jury, it has been great to see a series of different projects trying to reimagine fashion integrated with technology. And this is a bit what we are also doing, and my personal research is also doing, trying to not integrate fashion, but materials with technology and come up with solutions for more optimized, more sustainable, more intelligent, quote-to-quote, environments. So it is true that architecture and the construction sector is very slow to innovate, mainly because it has to deal with regulations and processes that they are very difficult to change, no? I think that the only way to manage to accelerate those rhythms is basically by creating pilot projects, which is also what we are focusing on at IAC here in Barcelona. We want to test the innovative ideas in real scale, and if that means that we need to build it in our terrace, or if that means that we need to build it in the patio of one of the company that we're collaborating with, that would be the case, because that is the only way to start testing and evaluating those new ideas. Once you have a one-to-one scale and pilot project, you can more easily get into the decision makers or the ones that they need to change the regulations so that changes can start happening in construction. And that is why I push everybody, students or researcher, to go for pilot project. That is how we are also working, like bringing academy and industry in order to apply the research. And yes, it is also true that there are places in the world that this is happening more than others. But in that sense, I also want to highlight the fact that I believe that architecture, and I believe that our field is not necessarily limited into big buildings or into big urban master plans. So wearables or technologies that they are changing the way that people interact with a built or unbuilt space or interact among them, that's also architecture, because that is changing the way that we inhabiting space. That is radically changing the way that we communicate and collaborate among us. So for us, this is also architecture. And that scale is maybe a more easy to access, let's say, scale, and it is a first step for start setting up which are the principles, which are the protocols that they can then be applied into, let's say, larger scales.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I mean, since we have her here, I would also like to introduce you another person that is not part of the jury, but part of this ecosystem of connectors, right? So please help me welcome Gaia Danese, that is the Console Generale d'Italia in Barcelona. So welcome, Gaia. And I would like to make a question to Gaia. We've been collaborating, since Reshape is a community and it's a connector as well. I mean, we have a common project that is called It Makes. And it's a project that basically is kind to is not trying, but is building a bridge between Italian designers and Spanish designers. Now, the question is, institutions like yours are becoming relevant connectors, activating collaboration between different cultures. But in this landscape, in this networked and distributed landscape, as an institution, how is important the role of the citizens for you? And how is the meaning of this new distributed citizenship that now we should address?
Okay, so I will say that we started as an institution to look at ourselves and see that we were losing grip on reality. We started to observe reality and we started to see that there were things happening, very good things happening, but not relying on us and not interacting with us. And it was the people-to-people connection that was developing in the creative world. So as at the embassy in Madrid, because I was former working at the embassy in Madrid, we decided to start this project, which is called It Makes, and it means what Italy and Spain do or can do and will do together, especially in making and innovation. Because we're starting to observe that our citizens here have changed a lot. They were no longer the traditional Italian emigrants, but they were people coming and going. They were people full of ideas. They were people full of innovative potential. And they were creating a new situation, a situation of almost, I invented this at the Barcelona Maker Faire, and now it's my key concept, a sort of liquid city. In the sense that those people, they required services from the consulate, they required interaction with the embassy, but they were moving all the time. So it's difficult to get in touch with them and help them the way they need to be helped. So this is why we started to think in terms of cooperation instead of competition, promoting Italy abroad by relying on talented people like Aldo. Aldo is an example of that, and there are many more. Gianluca is sitting there, is an example of that. They moved on a personal impulse, but now they are working as connectors between our countries and in transnational networks. So we decided to be a facilitator in all this. We decided to try to become a point of reference and a point of gathering of investments, of facilitating relations, facilitating new projects, new interactions. And we started to work with them and to construct this community. We have now a website which is called itmakes.net, a Facebook which is called It Makes. We invite you to join us to see what we're doing, because I don't have time now to tell you all that we are doing, and we will do. We have an important appointment in Barcelona, which will be the second Fab Lab conference between Italy and Spain that will take place in Barcelona in the spring, and will give us a lot of headaches as the other one, but it's going to be a great experience as well. And so I think that this is how we can help. We have to think that the Italian way of doing things is not a group of products. It's a method. It's a method that we want to share in order to collaborate to create a better economy, an economy based on good values, which is beauty, design, sustainability. And we Italians are very good at that, but we have to do it in partnership with the countries in which we have decided to freely live. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one last thing about the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm very proud that the Chamber of Commerce entered in this Reshape project and is supporting, because this is what we want to do now in Barcelona for the next 4 years.
Thanks.
So I have now a question for Cecilia Raspanti. My question is Carole Colette, introducing her live exhibition, indicated that in the quest for innovative ecologic models, leading designers, architects, and artists cooperate according to 5 possible relationships with nature. The plagiarist, when nature is a model. The new artisans, when nature is integrated as a co-worker. The biohackers, when synthetic nature is reprogrammed. The new alchemist, when nature is hybridized. The agent provocator, when nature is conceptualized and imagined. My question, Cecilia, is, what do you think about this hierarchy? And where would you rate your work with bacterial dye on this sliding scale?
It's a nice concept, and it's a really nice question, because if you look at these 5 groups, these 5 segments, I want to be in all of them. It's like you can't choose one. You can't create them like as a hierarchy. You can't be only one. Especially with bacteria dyeing, we grow them on the textile, so there we are collaborating with them. But we extract the pigment as well, and there we're actually acting as biohacker. But we also, I mean, if we talk about dyeing, it's imitating nature. Synthetic dyes imitate nature, so we're actually learning from them as well. So, and what was the last one?
The last one was agent provocators, when nature is conceptualized and imagined.
So, maybe I'm that one.
The last, but not the least. Okay.
Because even if you the people who have been following me on Facebook, I think I post more about my bacteria and how I'm traveling around the world with them and imagining new stories for them than anything else. It's like my friends, they're like very tiny little blue things that grow and change shape. So I'm all of them. I want to be all of them. And I think when we research, when we work, we are all of them. If we are connected to nature and we are looking in different ways of implementing nature, getting inspired from it, collaborate with it, we should be all of them.
Yeah.
If we're all only one of them, we will be missing out a lot.
Good, I think
Thank
it's
you.
good. Thank you.
I just want to hear another voice. There is someone that we couldn't involve so far, I mean, in the discussion that we had, and is Anastasia. Anastasia, together with Cecilia, is the founder of this new educational program that is called the Textile Academy that you just started around 2 weeks ago. And I mean, it's somehow representative, the entire program of your own path. So it's moving between computation, material manipulation, digital fabrication, and electronics. But, you know, that's what you're going to teach. But the model and the way you're going to teach it is actually new. It's a distributed system. And how important is this distributed education, how valuable is in terms of innovation, in terms of building an innovative ecosystem?
Hello.
Hello, and welcome.
Thank you. I think that we are advancing very rapidly, and if we don't change our educational system, we will be completely outdated. Nowadays, we learn everything online, and we are accessible and connected all of the time. So our vision was to make a distributed educational program with many countries participating as a teleconferencing system that is following the model of the Fab Academy. But at the same time, we have an agenda that is that can actually be very liquid and change according to the tendencies. So we have 14 classes that they cover a very big range between wearable tech, skin electronics, soft robotics, digital fabrication. And we invite experts from all over the world so that we can have access to their knowledge by teleconferencing system. At the same time, we combine the digital with the physical. So we have local instructors in the 17 nodes that we have. So it is a combination actually between the visible and the tangible and the instructor that you have as a master, like as the old school style that you have one person that knows everything, and the accessibility that you have to be able to connect with the experts that they come from all over the world, including you as a teacher for computational fashion. And I think that these models should be, and our goal is to have these models implemented into the general educational system. So we want to go into the universities and have this 3-month course. So to change completely education in big institutes, not have it as a master course or have it as an extra, like academic course, but actually enter into the education. And we combine this with collaborating with companies as well. So we train companies, mainly the R&D department. We have people that they are sent to us to get this training. So it's quite transversal, and it is actually showing the fact that education has no age. So you can be 15 and you can be 55 and you can get the same education.
Actually, okay, so I have then a question for Grace soon. We have probably never had as many means, ICTs, reactive materials, sensors, 3D printing, for obtaining a personalized and complete interaction between people and the environment, and for overcoming the difficulties relating to the reduction of faculties due to age or to disability. So you work intensely in these areas. So my question, Grace, is how do you see the near futures in these fields? And please make us dream about this future.
Thank you for that great question. Oh, I could definitely stand. So just to reiterate, what do we see in terms of social impact for disability, aging, and I think future dreams? We're all aging, and I think you've said it just right. From age 15 to 55, education really is not a barrier, so neither should your wearable space or experience of space should be the same. As we get more connected with, I think, healthcare and a couple of industries that I feel may not be as richly connected or collaborative as we've seen today, may be really some of the avenues that we can go into. I'm speaking particularly for American healthcare, but I think there could be a lot of chances here. And particularly also schools for design to be, I think, more fluid. I think that word has been tossed around today, but I completely agree that education in terms of looking at design thinking, instead of the typical, cycle model of design thinking, but looking at how do maybe fabrication technologies inspire us, maybe how does AI inspire us, as well as vice versa, and just getting to know each other from different fields. It's very rare to sit next to a dentist and make a project as it is to sit next to a product designer if you're an architect. So I hope that kind of discomfort will bring us more comfort for a different future. Thank you.
Thank you. Is for Simone Cesano. The recent evolution of materials and technology make it possible to adapt each shoes to the ergonomics of each foot, and also for optimizing the manufacturing processes by eliminating glues and seams or using plastic waste dumped into the sea. Adidas' long-term ambition is to, as I know, eliminate virgin plastic from its production line. But how, without losing these benefits, would we succeed in no longer using materials derived from petroleum to manufacture shoes?
Oh, that's a. There is no reserve question, right? No second question. I have to answer this one. I am not an expert. I have to say that up front. But as I was mentioning briefly during the panel conversation, there are things out there that any close watcher of the industry or of biotechnologies would be, be able to connect the dots and see what might happen in the future. I think that is an extremely interesting possibility. How fast that would happen and in which terms exactly, that's very much in the future. We have made experiments. I've seen experiments made back at home or in our maker labs on how you grow certain types of materials, how resistant they are, and so on. So that is very much a possibility, but not within the probably next 5 years. Although we might end up seeing, as I said before, a lot of these things happen far faster than we thought was possible these days. So my answer is probably yes. I don't know exactly how, because a lot of other factors determine the adoption of a new technologies than just how good that technology is, and that's where it's going to be really interesting.
Thank you for this good news.
Okay, so it's quite late, and I would just want to do one last thing with all of you. So please, come with me, and let's take a picture all together with the jury members, the participants, with you, Valerie. So thank you a lot for the question that we've been doing to the juries. And also, Miguel, please. Miguel Serrano, please come and join us. I want to thank Miguel and Anthony Camille, if you can also come here and join us, for believing in the project of Reshape and contributing to bring all these people here.
Jury?
So, thank you.
Let me see how we can do this. If you can't see the camera can't see you. Remember that. Okay? Very good. Big smile on the count of 3. 1, 2, smile. Did that work?
Where is the winner?
The winners are right at the end, so maybe we should.
Come on, let's reconfigure our organization.
Oh. Winners in the middle. Now they want the winners in the middle.
The winners.
Yeah, we're all
that's
winners.
also true. That is also true.
Ganadores in the middle? Muy bien.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do the 1, 2, smile. 1, 2, smile. Smile. Beautiful.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that wraps up our activities for the day. One more, only with all the winners. Just the participants. Jury no.